I would like to invite Dr. Corrie, who is globally recognized business strategist, author, speaker, and professor of strategic management at Monarch Business School, with over 25 years of experience working on more than 150 companies. He is an award-winning strategist, NLP executive coach, and international speaker. And today, he will be talking about unlocking meaning at work, the evolutionary psychology of belonging, and the impact of it on business performance. Once again, please welcome him with a huge round of applause, Dr. Corrie J. Block.
Very good. Thank you so much. Perfect. Hi. No, that's fine. This is great. Hi. That was a great introduction. Thank you so much. My profile is like a week long. It's horrible to try to put all of that, smash it into like 1 or 2 sentences. So I think you've done a very good job today. I have a lot of degrees and I have a lot of positions and I have a lot of profile, which is great. I've studied artificial intelligence at MIT and finance at Harvard, and I can tell you that the best thing that I've ever learned in business has absolutely nothing to do with technology at all. And that's really what I want to share with you today. I went to a barbecue on Thursday with a bunch of my new neighbors. I just moved into Jumeirah Golf Estates. My wife and I bought a new place there. We're very happy. So we wanted to meet our neighbors. I met one of my new neighbors. His name is Chris. He comes from Europe, and I was like, "Hey, Chris, how you doing? Where are you from?" You know how it is in Dubai. We say, "Where are you from? How long have you been here? What do you do?" Right? So everybody wants to know what you do. And so Chris is the head of an auditing firm. So I said, "Oh, do you like it? Are you good at it?" "Yeah, it's okay. I'm good at it." So I was like, "Do you enjoy it?" "Well, it's a job," he says. Man, that really hurts me when people say that. It's a job. So I was like, "Okay, expand on that. What do you mean?" "Well, I go to work, I do the work, the team likes me. I work, they pay me, I go home. It's okay, it's a good thing, it's a good thing." And I was like, "You know what? If you could find more meaning in your life without making any major changes to it at all, wouldn't you want that?" So I asked Chris, and he said yes. And so we proceeded to have a long conversation about meaning at work. It reminded me of a guy named Taj. Taj is he's a concierge at a hotel resort in Maldives. My wife and I went to Maldives for the first time not so long ago. And we flew into the island on this little plane. I don't know if any of you have ever been to the Maldives, but it's really fun. You fly in on these little planes, these great resorts. And we were greeted by our own personal concierge. His name is Taj. And he came up to the plane. "Hi, Dr. and Mrs. Block. Great to meet you. If there's anything you need the entire week, I'm here to help you. This is your villa. Here's your luggage." He's ushering us around the island, which was amazing, okay? And then suddenly, just as soon as he was there, he was gone. And he's gone, right? But disappearing wasn't the most amazing thing he did. The most amazing thing Taj did was to appear at the weirdest times ever. So my wife and I would be sitting at the pool, just enjoying ourselves, and we'd be "Hey, what do you want to do for lunch? Which restaurant do you want to go to?" And then suddenly Taj would appear within minutes. And I swear he was micing us or something. He was following us on GPS. But Taj would appear and he would say, "Hi, Dr. and Mrs. Block. Great to see you. Hope you're enjoying your day. Where would you like to have lunch? I'll make a reservation for you. I'll send a golf buggy to pick you up." I was like, "Man, that's amazing." And then on day 3, my wife and I we decided we were going to walk around the entire island, which doesn't take long, a couple of hours. It's not a huge island. So we're walking around the entire island. And we were on the opposite side of the island from where our villa is. We were as far away from our villa as we can possibly get. And we're walking around on the beach, and suddenly Taj comes out of the bushes. I kid you not, it was the most amazing thing. He walks out of the bushes, and he says, "Hi, Dr. and Mrs. Block, great to see you." And we're like, "Hi, Taj." We're a little shocked. And he says, "Hey, I just want to let you know that there's still some room available in the spa tomorrow. If you want to have some spa sessions, we can set it up for you. I just want you to have the opportunity before it all gets booked up." And of course we wanted a spa session, and of course we wanted lunch, and Taj knew exactly what we wanted a little bit before we did, and he was like a little walking miracle every day. And he was so happy and so engaged and so seamless in his provision of service for myself and my wife. I had to respect the fact that this guy, this Taj, had found exactly what he was meant to be doing on the planet. He was so good And you know when you meet those people in their jobs, when they're so good, so fluid, so engaged, so dynamic in their work, that it's just seamless. It just seems to come out of who they are, not what they're meant to be doing, you know? And that was Taj. It was just such a miracle for us. So at the end of the week, we got in a little plane, we flew off, and Taj was on the edge of the dock waving, bye, bye, good to see you again, see you again. He was just so happy. And it was clear that he found a tremendous amount of meaning and value in the work that he did. I want to replicate that. And he's not the only one I've seen this with. I restructured, I do a lot of corporate restructuring, so I restructure family companies all over the region. I've worked in every GCC every GCC country. I have worked in, I do strategy and restructuring for companies like ADNOC, Emirates Airlines, Microsoft, and the World Bank. I do leadership development and executive coaching for them as well. So I get around a lot. And I was restructuring the largest ketchup and mayonnaise manufacturer in the MENA region. Their name is ATCO, they're based in Oman. And there I met a guy named Mohammed who was really, really passionate about ketchup. Fascinating guy. He's the #1 ketchup salesman in the entire MENA region. This guy moved tens of millions of metric tons of ketchup. Okay? And I asked him one time, because he was so passionate, and he had such a good team, he was so engaged in what he did. And I said, Mohammed, why are you so passionate about ketchup? And he laughed. He goes, Dr. Corrie, that's funny. Nobody's passionate about ketchup. Except my sister-in-law, she's passionate about ketchup. She puts ketchup on ice cream. Have you ever heard of that?
No.
Like she puts it on, it's gross, right? Anyway, so my sister-in-law is passionate about ketchup, but the #1 ketchup sales guy in the MENA region is not. So I was like, Mohammed, how can you be so productive and so good at your job and not be passionate about ketchup? And he says, I'm here because I love the people that I work with. I spend a great deal of time with those guys in the manufacturing facility, with the other guys in the sales team. I love them, they're awesome. Also, I'm here for my family. I want a higher quality of life for my kids than I had. I want great education options for them. I want to retire, before I'm 90, before I'm 142, right? I want to retire at some point. That's why I'm here. I'm not here because I'm passionate about ketchup. Nobody's passionate about ketchup. And every single day in your organizations, you will be partnering your life, at least half of it that day, with the life of someone else who's not passionate about your product or your service, but they are passionate about spending time with you. And they are passionate about raising the quality of life for their family and meeting their personal goals. And it occurred to me, when I was thinking about meaning at work, that was the key. The key to meaning at work is that it has nothing to do with the work. What we do as humans is so much less important to us than why we do it and who we're doing it with. We'll be very happy picking up garbage as long as we're picking it up with friends, listening to cool music, and we're making enough money that we can bring those resources back to our family and improve the quality of their lives. We don't care, as humans, generally speaking, what we do. We care why we do it and who we do it with. About 15 years ago, I started to unlock this. I've been doing strategy for companies for more than 25 years. And one of the most frustrating things that I've found is when I go into a company, either a startup or a company that's in renewal and restructuring, and I would help them to build their vision, mission, and values and goals for their organization. So we would get like the executive committee or the board of directors, the investors all together in a room for like 3 days at an expensive hotel, and we would spend lots of money and lots of time and lots of extra emotional energy arguing about these incredible words. The vision statement and the mission statement and the value statements for these organizations. And then I would leave them and they would be like, yeah, this is awesome. And then it would go up on the About Us page on the website, or maybe a plaque on the boardroom wall, and then nobody would ever refer to it again. So I would actually go into these companies 6 or 8 months later, and the CEO wouldn't even know what the vision statement was. Unless I warned him that that's what I was going to ask him. And it really bothered me. Why? Why as humans do we behave this way? Why, as humans, would we get together and build all of these really fancy words and then not pay attention to them? And it occurred to me that maybe there's something underlying that. There's some evolutionary psychological purpose behind it. And as it turns out, there is. There's this evolutionary psychological purpose behind that. Humans, in groups of bigger than, between 120 and 150 have a very difficult time self-organizing. So we need external texts. We call them contracts, constitutions. In history, it's been sacred texts, epic poems, whatever it is. Now it's mottos and mantras for ideologies. And in businesses, it's vision, mission, and values. Those are our sacred texts. Those are the ones that we produce. We produce them, and we're so passionate about them because we have to. We're instinctively involved, invested in that. And that creates meaning for us, but we don't leverage the meaning that we've created. Meanwhile, we have employees like Taj and Chris, who are in our organizations, and Mohammed, who have for themselves their own vision, mission, and values for their personal life. And they're bringing half of that life every single day to our economic project, our economic game. And that's all it is, by the way. There's no companies out there, there's just economic games. We've been playing them for a while, and they're better than the military or violent games we used to play as humans, because less people get hurt, and the games are more fun, right? So we play these economic games, and then every single person that we play with is putting half of their life every single day. Now, Nasheen, we don't know how many days we get in our lives. We just know that once they're gone, they're never coming back. We don't get any more. Again, that's it. So it occurred to me that if we're going to spend half of our days, and if our employees are going to spend half of their days every day in a meaningful relationship with us, we should make it as meaningful as possible. Shouldn't we? And as it turns out, there's a great deal of benefit to doing that. If you can tie the vision, mission, and values of the organization, or the economic community rather, with the vision, mission, and values of the individual that's dedicating half of their waking life to that economic community every day, there's a tremendous amount of benefit. We can monetize that. Oh yes, meaning is worth money. Do you know how much money it's worth? Let's see, according to the reports, 90% of employees will work for 23% less earnings if they're working in a job they find meaningful. And that's not 23% less on their earnings today, that's 23% less lifetime earnings if they're working in a job that they find meaningful. If your employees report that they find their work meaningful, they will take 2 less leave days every year. They will work an hour extra every week, which adds up to an extra week's worth of discretionary effort every year. There's 41% less absenteeism, 59% less turnover, 17% higher performance, 20% higher productivity, and 21% higher profitability. That's what it's actually worth. If we treat our humans like humans and not like resources, which, by the way, really irritates me. The whole idea of human resources is incredibly dehumanizing. It's a myth. Human capital is worse. Don't ever refer to your people as human capital. It's horrible. It's disgraceful. We are humans, not resources. And we are together because we're partnering our lives on economic teams, playing economic games, because we believe fundamentally this is the best, fastest, most effective way for us to reach our personal goals for our personal lives, which may have nothing to do with ketchup or whatever it is you're selling or creating. In your organizations, treat your humans like humans. Tie into their personal reasons for being there. And you will find that it is incredibly valuable for you. It's not only just valuable for you, it's valuable for them. Okay? Humans who find meaning in their work, they're more likely to get a raise, more likely to get a promotion, more likely to get headhunted, right? So they'll have more options themselves. Also, if they find meaning at work, they will live healthier lives. Physically, they will live healthier lives, which is what's behind that, 2 days less leave every year. Plus, they're going to live longer lives. Humans who live meaningful lives live longer lives. So not only are you adding more money to your bottom line, you're adding days to their life, if you get this right. The most meaningful thing, the most impactful thing, the most profitable thing I have learned in 25 years as a business strategist and organizational behaviorist has nothing to do with technology at all. Business is personal. It always has been. It always will be. You have 1,000,000 years of evolutionary momentum in your head, driving you to partner with other humans on economic games so that together you can win enough to make all of your dreams come true all at once. Thank you very much.